Hello and welcome to Chip Advisor. Yes, it's Chip Advisor. I'm Phil. I'm here with Lewis. How are you, Lewis?
I am very well, thank you, Phil. I had a lovely piece of Dorset apple cake today, which really made my day.
Are you kidding me?
No.
The end of the last episode, Mike said, "Oh, I've got a nice apple crumble to go to in a minute," and I said, "I haven't got any apple crumble. I want some. You can drop some round because I've got lots of custard here waiting for it." And you've opened with, "I've just had some lovely Dorset apple cake."
Yeah, it was. I was at a lovely church coffee morning, and one of the ladies there had made quite the apple cake. None going spare, unfortunately.
That is what I was subtly hinting at. That is a shame. One day someone's gonna make me some apple cake. Mike, how are you?
How now, brown cow? Yes, not bad, thank you. The crumble was good. I've just partaken myself, whilst we're talking about what we've eaten today, in some, they're called mini moons. Have you seen these little ice creams?
Yes. Yeah, they Japanese, are they?
Yeah, I'm not sure what I've made of them, really. It's a rice dough with ice cream in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just had one, and it was okay. Very expensive, though.
Yeah, I've had similar from.
Have you?
Yeah, and very filling. I like you. I wasn't quite sure what I thought of them, but I did find them quite filling.
A bit like gnocchi in that respect. I can't quite work out what's going on.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that.
Yeah, but yeah, it was all right. But you could get 4 cornettos for the price of one mini moon. So
cornettos,
the knockoff cornettos.
Oh, the knockoff cornettos. Sorry, I'm with you now.
Yeah. But there we go. Phil, what have you eaten today?
Cheese and pickle sandwich for lunch. I made lunch, which angered my boss because he likes to have neither of us having lunch, and therefore one of us has to go up the road and get something nicer. But yeah, no, cheese and pickle sandwich. So pretty solid there. It is the best sandwich.
I'm a little nervous because the garage next door to my work, and it's been like there've been panel beaters there for years and years and years. Today the sign went up for Fresh Bakes, the bakery, and that is dangerously close.
Yeah, that is a worry. Yeah, that's a big problem. Yeah. Something I would say about cheese and pickle sandwiches is that homemade is always better than a pre-made shop bought, because they use mild cheddar in the shop bought ones, and that is you don't know. And it's also, when I grate my cheese, I want to use the small grater. I don't want the big grater.
Do you?
Oh, I'm very anti big chunk.
Oh, I'm just anti-grating cheese. I think I've said this before.
What's the issue?
I find it the most frustrating of jobs. You always have sticky cheese over your hands while you're doing it. I don't like getting sticky fingers. I think that's the thing. What bread were you having your sandwich on, Phil? That's the most important question now.
Well, I think we've discussed before that mine and Mike's grandparents kept their bread in a washing machine.
True story.
I definitely have not heard that. Maybe it was on an episode I've not caught up on yet.
Nana and Bill. Yeah.
Nana and Bill kept their bread in a washing machine, which was just, I think as kids, we just kind of accepted it as a...
I did not accept it.
Well, I was just assumed that's what they do up north.
I was always very cross about the soapy bread. Their reasoning was that it was a nice, cool place, cooler than a bread bin.
Well, this I have to say, fair play to them, because recently we've been noticing having our bread in a bread bin, it's been getting a bit too warm. So the bread at the moment is controversially gone in the fridge.
Oh, wow. You've gone bread in the fridge. This is a controversial move.
It is really controversial, because it takes out the moisture in the bread doing that. But the bread is lasting longer, and it didn't taste too bad in my cheese and pickle sandwich. White bread, cheese and pickle today. I went
white sliced loaf. Is that what we're talking?
White sliced loaf. Yeah. Oh yeah. I haven't got the money for a bakery loaf. Nor the
You're
time
traditionally I think you said before, you're traditionally as a family, you're a 50-50 worst of both worlds bread buyer.
Yeah, what we've done to kind of counteract that is just buy one white and one brown each week, and that way we are getting the best of both, but it doesn't taste horrible or destroy my guts.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so we've been doing that, which I think's been fine. With cheese and pickle sandwiches, you need extra strong mature cheddar, has to be extra strong, and it's the only time I want a cup of tea with a sugar in it, because it works so much better than
Cuts through the
sugarless.
acid.
Yeah, it just does. It does.
Yeah.
So we're a food-based podcast, and as you can tell, we're talking about Dolly Mixtures tonight. Dolly Mixtures. You don't get them everywhere, do you? Dolly Mixtures these days.
Well, you don't get them in a sewer.
Brilliant. Okay, yeah, factually correct.
Yes, they're kind of they feel like an old school kind of a sweet, something that your nan and your granddad used to have. For me, they feel old.
Any of you two had Dolly Mixtures recently, as an adult?
Well, my job does some degree involve quantities of Dolly Mixture at points in the calendar as the local vicar. Whenever you have a Christingle service, which is when you have the orange with the different sticks representing all kinds of things, and Dolly Mixture is usually the go-to sweet for those. So at Christmas time, that is the only time I would consider having a Dolly Mixture. But usually,
I think it's hugely controversial. I find it very frustrating of a Christingle to find Dolly Mixtures. I feel like they need to make giant Dolly Mixtures because they're too small, and a number of them will crumble upon insertion of cocktail sticks.
Oh, you have to absolutely use the right ones of the Dolly Mixtures for your Christingle. Otherwise, you are correct. I think it's just some tradition. I'm sure there are better sweets for the job, but by tradition, Dolly Mixture seems to be the things that are always wheeled out.
For sure, the Haribo eggs. I mean, there were eggs long before Haribo came along in the sweet world, but we'll call them Haribo eggs. They're perfect. You've got your centre marked out for you with a yolk for a start. Great diameter on an egg.
Yeah,
it balances nicely on the stick, and there's a bit of give. There's a bit of to and fro there with it being the gelatine.
Yeah, you think a cocktail stick would kind of go through the yolk of the egg?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, maybe I'll mix things up next year. Although,
hold on, I'll go and get one.
Okay, go for it.
You talk amongst yourselves. This isn't going to make for a great podcast content, but I am genuinely intrigued. I'll be back.
He's gone off to get a cocktail stick and some Haribo fried eggs that he just happens to have on hand. Is that right?
That seems to be what's going on. Yeah, no, it is the only time we have Dolly Mixture around and about. Tends to be Christmas time. Big shout out to Morrison's who donated us a kilo of Dolly Mixtures last year for the hundreds of Christingles that were made. Right,
that's handy.
Right, for the listeners, Mike's made it back.
Got the cocktail sticks. I once was when I was a superstar DJ many years ago. I did a 10th birthday party, and at that 10th birthday party, we had all three of the standard emergency services out at that 10th birthday party. The fire brigade came out because the forest behind it's called the reading rooms in our little village, the wartime reading rooms. The forest set on fire. And then later on in the afternoon, the police were called because my music was too loud. True story. This was in the afternoon. And then finally, the ambulance were called because a child put a cocktail stick through their finger.
I mean, they obviously made cocktail sticks more stronger back in the day.
Genuinely, swear on my life, that's what happened.
Before we get to this test, Mike, could you just do one thing for me? Would you just pick one of those eggs up and give it a little sniff and see if it smells of anything?
Brilliant.
just a little callback to our previous episode.
Yeah, well, actually, guys, I'll be honest with you. I'm in a bit of bother here. So, sweet draw. So I've got gummy bears, which are the same sort of, very much the same. If you look at these,
Impaling very much gummy bears,
the same density and height of the eggs, I would say.
Okay.
I don't have any eggs per se. I've got one random piece of fudge that I imagine has been there for 6 months. I've got some fizzers.
Fizzers?
Fizzers.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. I've got Parma Violet, the cousin to the fizzers.
Oh dear, Parma Violets.
Drumstick lollies. And randomly, I've got about a third of a pink wafer. So I think I could. Well, let's try a couple. So I'll take the 6-month-old fudge, and that is absolutely bob on.
That's going to be an expensive Christingle.
Well, it is, and perhaps this year the Children's Society will have to just miss out on a few quid in favour of upping the standards. Okay, so the gummy bear, it goes through perfectly. So I'm very confident that in answer to your question, yes, it would go through.
I'm just reflecting on the theology of in our Christmas services impaling a gummy in our service with the children.
That's very true. Yeah, I'm sure there's sort of.
Would you then sort of put it on a spit like you have, and then light the candle and sort of roast it on the along the fire?
Well, you could reference crucifixions of all sorts, couldn't you?
Oh, wow!
It makes it quite a dark Christingle, but
I mean that would be up there on the darker of the Christingles. Yeah,
but there's always the rose again. I don't know how you'd cover that. To get your vicar hat on and think about that.
Yeah, there'd have to be there would have to be a twist.
Well, there you go. So in answer to the original question, yes, it definitely would work. I have to eat them now, which is a shame. It definitely would work with fried eggs.
You asked that question, didn't you?
Oh yeah. Well, I've answered my own question.
Thank goodness.
And yes, Dolly Mixtures are not very good for Christingles. Anyway, back to Dolly Mixtures, Phil.
So, Dolly Mixtures. For some reason, when I think Dolly Mixtures, I always think of the late 80s, early 90s kids program Raggy Dolls. Don't know why. I always sing the theme tune in my head.
Oh, it was a good theme tune, wasn't it?
It was an absolutely
Raggy Dolls.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah. I don't know why I think that way. So, Dolly Mixtures.
Yes.
To me, I think Dolly Mixtures, Mum's given me 20p. I'm at Salisbury Market. There's a cream trailer thing that sells sweets, and I got 20p of Dolly Mixtures every time we went to Salisbury. And really, I got them because quantity over quality. Dolly Mixtures aren't particularly nice. Is that fair to say? They don't particularly have many flavours either.
Oh, they have flavours.
They've definitely got textures. Yeah, I think they have got flavour. There are a lot that look the same and taste the same. But yeah, I would agree. I don't think they're very good sweets. I definitely wouldn't be. They would be towards the bottom of any kind of.
But they're light. They're small and they're light. So you've got quite a bit of variety in there for your 20p, Phil.
Well, you say you've got a lot of variety, but a lot of them are identical. Well, they look different, but they're effectively the same sweet with different coloured dyes in them.
Yeah, agreed.
But we all know that the tubular ones are much nicer than the squares.
No, I think that's a placebo.
No, they are much nicer.
It's not. I'll give you a bit of history of Dolly Mixtures, and then we can argue.
It's a bit like drinking can out of a Coke is nicer than can out of a Coke.
I love can out of a Coke.
Coke out of a can. Coke out of a can is nicer than Coke out of a bottle.
Yeah, but it's not a bit like that, really.
It's the same drink.
Yeah, but it's a different experience.
Placebo.
No, it's a different vessel. Your lips against metal will be creating a different reaction than lips against a plastic bottle.
My tongue against curved corners will be creating a different reaction to that of angled corners.
I mean, both are curved, aren't they? A can and a bottle.
Oh, I'm back to Dolly Mixtures now, mate.
Oh, okay, cool. Right, yeah, no worries. So, Dolly Mixtures been around about 100 years.
Okay.
There's a lot of stories about where Dolly Mixtures have come from, but no one really knows. And Barrett's are trying to claim it at the moment. You know, they're doing like a box of vintage sweets at Christmas. Like roses and stuff, but they're rubbish. But
often you pick up you do associate your confectionery with a certain brand, but Dolly Mixture doesn't say a brand to me. It just feels
it's like the custard cream.
Yeah,
I think Barrett's are covering a lot of those bases, aren't they? They are mopping up the milk bottles at the moment as well, the cola bottles. I think they are laying claim to quite a few of these pick and mix type items.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that Barrett's created it. I don't think that's true. I think they've jumped on the bandwagon there.
Okay.
There's a couple of claims. One is that Dolly Mixtures are named after a sweet salesman's daughter, Mr. Charlie Clayton, who managed to get a big order when he was selling Dolly Mixtures, and the owners of the company decided to let him name them. I imagine they would have already had a name, so he wanted to call them Dolly Mixtures because his daughter was called
His
Dorothy.
daughter's called Mixtures.
Exactly. His daughter was called Dorothy. Dolly, short for Dorothy. Just to confirm, mate. The other story, which I'd like to prefer, is that they used to be called Dal Mixtures, or there was Dal Mixtures in India, which is a mixture of beans and peas and stuff like that, and pulses of all sorts. And that was a dal mixture. And then they reckon at some time in the 1930s, 1940s, that name came over here and they decided to call these sweets dal mixtures, and it gradually changed to Dali mixtures.
That's
Dolly
quite
mixtures.
a leap. I think if that had happened, we would be calling curry carry.
Yeah.
So
so the origin is uncertain, but Barrett's are trying to claim Dolly Mixtures as their own at the moment. But that's sad, really. But the flavors is a big question. If you ask me, they all taste the same, apart from
no.
Well, so the ones that are like fondant, hard fondant,
the square, the cube ones,
what tubular?
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah, I'm on different. Yeah, I'm with you now. Yeah.
They all taste the same, apart from the brown ones, which have got the smallest amount of cocoa in them.
And the brown ones tend to be the tubular ones as well, don't they?
Oh, you can
get them in the square as well.
Can you?
You can get them in the square.
Yeah, but if I don't know about you, but if I've got some Dolly Mixtures, the first thing I'm looking for is the jelly ones.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more.
Which begs the question: why not just buy some midget gems?
They're not midget gems.
Yeah.
All right, why don't you buy yourself some American hard gums?
They're not American hard gums.
Yeah.
Okay, why don't you just buy yourself some of those things that your wife got me for Christmas?
What did my wife get you for Christmas?
Fruit jellies.
Because they're not fruit jellies.
Why don't you just buy yourself?
I'll put you out your misery if you want. They're called So they're called dew drops.
Oh yes.
Oh.
And you can buy them on their own. Not a problem at all. You can buy a kilo of dew drops online for about £6.
But if you're a fan of the fondant ones, you can't get them without them being interfered with by the dewdrops, can you?
No, and then you think, well, actually, I think I'd have just preferred the dewdrops.
And ironically, the dewdrops are also the best ones for a Christingle.
Terrific shout there. Terrific shout.
You also get the square boxy ones, which have a slight coating.
They are, they've got a shell, haven't they?
Yeah, often yellow.
Yes.
They look like a Tutti Frutti, but they are not a Tutti Frutti.
No, they're not as good as a Tutti Frutti.
Oh, those were the days.
Can you still buy Tutti Fruttis?
Oh, you can't, I'm afraid. That is bad news. Yeah.
Well, I think you can actually as part of a Roundtree's mix.
You're kidding me.
No, they still exist. They're out there.
Wow. I mean, really?
We're pausing the podcast here so Phil can get out down to...
I'll be on Amazon in a minute.
Roundtree's Tutti Fruities on Asda? On the Asda Groceries website? You've got to be kidding me.
There you go.
Yeah, they are kidding me. They're not there. They're not there. They're sending me to Skittles.
Oh.
Tesco's Tutti Fruities. This product is currently not in stock.
Well, they're still in manufacturing for sure.
Wow. Okay. So yes, Dolly Mixtures are quantity, not quality, and they remind me of Woolworths. You used to be able to get them in Woolworths, where they had a huge sort of oblong-shaped tiered table of pick a mix. Do you remember in Woolworths? You
Of course.
Like butterscotch in wrappers, and
they were the MacDaddy of pick and mix.
the amount of shoplifting that must have happened in Woolworths by the sweets.
Well, that's why they're not here anymore.
Yeah. That's good save, by the way, Phil, of saying what must have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done.
Wasn't me, Gav. Yeah, I mean, Dolly Mixtures. It makes me think of Woolworths as well.
The Mercedes-Benz of the Woolworths Pick and Mix was the coconut ice, which you would pay heavy. You would pay consistently a whole 10p just for one piece of that coconut ice.
Yeah, very heavy.
That was but it was the MacDad of Pick and Mix. I feel, What are your top 3 go-tos on Pick and Mix?
Pick and Mix is vague. If someone said, "Oh, what's your favorite Pick and Mix?" and then said, "Oh, coconut ice," I would say absolutely not a Pick and Mix product.
Well, it was, you see, at Woolworths.
It wouldn't be getting anywhere near my top 3, I tell you that.
Whoa, okay. What are you going for, Lewis? What are you going for? Giant snake?
No, I'm going giant cola bottle.
Okay.
But the ones, if you remember, I do like the sugar-coated fizzy ones, but do you remember the ones that were dark most of the way up, and then they went light towards the lid?
Yeah, like a milky top.
And then, like you bite the top off, and then you sort of pretend to drink it. Yeah, that'd be up there. That would definitely be in top 3. What about you, Phil?
I like a chocolate lime.
Oh, no, really?
No.
I like chocolate lime. I like things...
Grandma.
Yeah, I like grandma, isn't it? That's the bottom of grandma's handbag.
Chocolate lime.
Yeah,
I think you're the first person I've ever met who likes them.
Yeah.
What? I wonder who was eating them.
Salisbury Hospital, where I've been a lot recently. Salisbury Hospital have a couple of old ladies who run a small old school sweet shop next to WH Smith. WH Smith, I hate it because everyone's always in this sweet shop because they charge like prices from the 80s on their Pick and Mix. And chocolate limes, rhubarb and custard, and chewing nuts, which are...
you see, you're venturing very much now into sort of the £half jars of sweets now. You need to be careful. You're crossing into new territories.
I love a rhubarb and custard, but I wouldn't call it a Pick and Mix.
All right, Mr. Coconut Ice. I mean...
Rhubarb and custards were not in Woolworths Pick and Mix, and nor were chewing nuts.
I bet I would like to put a small amount of money on the fact that you could get rhubarb and custards wrapped in Woolworths Pick and Mix.
Name your price.
At least £57.
I will deliver you an apple crumble by the end of the week.
By the end of the podcast.
Not by the end of the podcast. I'm in my pants.
Right. So
not again.
So hang on. So what's so you've got to prove that in a now defunct shop from the 1990s that it was possible to get rhubarb and custards wrapped.
Yes, and if you can't, Phil, you have to bring me another apple crumble by the end of the week.
Okay, I'm looking forward to your apple crumble because I am on newsshopper.co.uk talking about the potential resurgence of Woolworths. And it says, and I quote, Pick a Mix, white mice, flying saucers, fizzy cola bottles, rhubarb and custards, Woolworths did confectionery like no other. Well, thank you. I'll have my crumble on Friday.
Well, you'll have it when I deliver it to you, but certainly by the end of the week.
Well, I'm a man of my word. Saturday, so I would like it before.
Okay, well, I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can come up with. Do you know what I had, following on from a podcast we did recently on Scotch eggs, where you two declared, and we've kind of referenced it already, you two declared that eggs don't smell.
Correct.
I was genuinely going to come over to your work this morning and come and make an excuse to visit you and then put 6 boiled eggs in your drawer and then see how you found it throughout the day. But time got the better of me, unfortunately.
He'd never have found them.
He would have found them.
Unless he looked in the drawer.
Stunk of egg.
They don't smell.
They would have stunk of egg. Maybe next time I come to your house, Lewis, with Phil, I'll pop some in the car and then we'll bring them over and see if you can smell them.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not gonna believe what I'm reading here.
Is it the egg smell?
Yes, we've barely talked about Dolly Mixtures, but I do need to say this.
Okay.
The last bag of Woolworths Pick and Mix was sold for £14,500 on eBay.
Wow.
The souvenir bag had 800 grams of Pick and Mix in and received 115 bids. The bag included fizzy cola bottles, strawberry bonbons, Turkish delight, white mice, pineapple cubes, and rhubarb and custards.
Wow. What's the most expensive or ridiculous thing you've bought on eBay?
I can tell you the most ridiculous thing I've sold on eBay.
Okay.
I sold a signed picture of myself, and the bids went up to £20.
Yeah.
A signed photo of me holding a golf club, walking down the stairs, smiling. It was a putter.
Yeah.
I sold it for £20.
Was this for charity?
You didn't ask that at the start.
Oh, this is awkward.
Yes, it was.
It was for charity.
What, you don't like charity?
I like charity.
What you want? You hate children. You've already said that you don't want.
Yeah, he already was taking money away from the Children's Society. Yeah.
Yeah, and you hate charity, so this isn't looking good for you.
No, I think what I don't like is when people try and pass off, I don't know, interest in themselves from others by using charity as a tool to do that. What charity was it for, and who was the winning bidder, please?
Right, I genuinely can't remember what charity it was for.
Okay, well that means a lot then. Clearly,
children.
No, it's Sport Relief. It was Sport Relief.
Sport Relief. Okay, very, very on theme. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember who won it, but I can tell you there were.
Does she live at your address?
Oh, no. I had to post it to a complete stranger, genuinely. There were multiple bidders.
Yeah.
And this was when £20 could probably have bought you half of a house.
Right. Okay. Okay. Fine. I'm at a loss, really. I'm at a loss where to go with that. Lewis, what's the most curious or expensive thing you've purchased or sold on eBay? Was it a signed picture of Phil?
No, but I will be looking that up later on to see if there's any more doing the rounds.
Make me an offer. I'll see what I can do.
Yeah. No, I can't think of anything that I've sort of bought that was particularly unusual. I've definitely bought some things which weren't quite the size I were expecting them to be. You know, when you buy something, you look at it on the screen and you think, "Oh, that'll be," and it comes and it's like for a doll's house cup or something.
Shopping on Wish.
Yeah, so definitely something like that's definitely happened to me.
Okay. I've bought several tennis ball machines. So I in one of many get fit schemes I've had down the years, decided that I wanted to play tennis to get me fit, but I didn't want to bother anybody else, and I'm not very good at it. So I thought, well, I'll get a machine and then I can play against the machine, which did go well for the 2 times I used it. And then I decided it was quite a lot of money I'd spent. So I downgraded, I cashed it in, sold it, and downgraded to a slightly lesser tennis ball machine. And then I downgraded again to an even lesser tennis ball machine. And then I decided that machine wasn't good enough for me to play against. And so that was where my obsession with tennis ended. Still a member, though, of my local tennis club, still paying them roughly £35 a year just to be a member. Have my name on the board there, but haven't hit a ball in anger or despair for many a year.
I was just waiting to see how long you could stay silent for.
Oh, okay. It's a nice game to play.
It's a classic game. When I was researching Dolly Mixtures, which this podcast is supposedly about, I found a couple of news articles. One was a nun who has been convicted of beating children.
Okay.
Which isn't good. But among her crimes was a very Miss Trunchbull style situation where a child stole some Dolly Mixtures, and then she caught the child and said, "Fine, you've got to finish the whole bag, and she force-fed this child the whole bag of Dolly Mixtures at once.
Oh.
The other news article was...
Did you eat a whole bag of Dolly Mixtures at once?
Oh, you'd be brutally sick.
Yeah. Depends. What kind of size are we talking of bag?
You know what? I didn't read extensively enough because I got distracted by the other article, which was that Kylie Minogue once went into a pick and mix shop in Scotland and bought some Dolly Mixtures.
Oh, okay. And I mean, if you're going to Scotland for pick and mix, surely you're going to get some mint cake or
that's
fairly cake. Mint cake.
Kendal,
which
is in the Lake District.
Yeah, sure, but very near Scotland.
Compared to the district where we all live, yes.
Find me a more Scottish pick and mix item than mint cake.
Toffee. What's that Scottish toffee brand?
Oh, Highland Toffee.
Highland Toffee. There we go.
Yeah, that would do it.
Next.
Well, we'll cut that in the edit and we'll just pretend that I've said Highland Toffee. Highland Toffee. Thank you. And that laugh is authentic.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you've unfortunately lost that. It is quite near Scotland, but it isn't Scotland, unfortunately, Mike.
You can see Scotland from Kendal.
Right. What? I mean,
I think you can.
Is this one of these times you say something and see if we can work out why it's disproving this?
No. You can definitely see Scotland from Kendal. You can see Kendal from Scotland. So you just have to be up really high.
In an aeroplane?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, on that basis, then I'm sure you're correct.
Yes.
So I have a theory about Dolly Mixtures. That the cutoff point for enjoying them is around the age of 14.
Oh, okay.
But
had yourself some new passions at 14, did you?
Obviously. But then the door opens again, I would say about 70.
Oh, it's like church, isn't it, Lewis?
Oh, that's horribly bleak. It's horribly bleak.
Sorry, mate. Sorry.
Somebody who sits in the middle of such age groups.
Sorry. Yeah.
I've been through some of the Amazon reviews on various Dolly Mixture listings to see who's buying them. And it is mainly the elderly or people buying them for their elderly mother. There was a review entitled, and I'll use their words, "Thumbs Up My Mum."
Wow.
That was the title. And it said, my mother's consumed 4 kilos of Dolly Mixtures in less than a month. And now I'm buying her a 5th. That's a lot of Dolly Mixtures.
That is incredible.
That is a one-way ticket to diabetes.
Yeah.
I can only assume with that people are just thinking it'd be a fun way to go out.
Yeah. Or retired vicar at Christmas.
Oh, yes.
That's what they don't know.
It feels like we need a quiz right now. It feels like to refocus on the finer details of the Dolly Mixture, I feel like we need a quiz. So let's hit the quiz. It's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz. So, gents, it's your standard fare from me. You need to know your Dolly Mixtures. I have got the average width of a Dolly Mixture. I'm including the dewdrops. That's DEW. My pronunciation is not great. They're DEW drops.
Okay.
So I'm including those, the average width of a Dolly Mixture. And I'm going to give you some items. What I need to know is how many Dolly Mixtures wide these items are.
Okay.
It's very simple. You'll each get a go at each one. It's a bit of higher or lower. Attention, please. So, Lewis, you are in the top corner of my screen, so you can go first. How many Dolly Mixtures wide is a king-size bed?
Right. So the width of the king-size bed?
Yes.
Okay. So what do we think? I'm going to say 220.
220 Dolly Mixtures wide. Michael?
Yeah, I think you've overcooked that slightly. I'm going to say 200. I think it's quite a bit less than that, maybe, but I'll go 200.
Lewis is a good first guess. 236 Dolly Mixtures wide.
Oh, there we go.
Wow.
Is that the end of the quiz? Can we finish it there?
No. So 1-0. 1-0. Okay, how many Dolly Mixtures wide, Mike?
Yes.
Is the egg of a king penguin?
Oh, now. Yeah, fairly confident in this one.
Yeah, you know your penguin eggs.
23 Dolly Mixtures.
23 Dolly Mixtures wide. Lewis?
Right. I reckon. To be honest, I think that's probably a pretty good guess. I think, if anything, it's going to be slightly bigger. So maybe 25 Dolly Mixture.
King penguin egg is actually, on average, only 11.1 Dolly Mixtures wide.
Oh, okay.
You may have been thinking of an emperor penguin, but that's 15.
That's where
15.
That is where we've gone wrong there.
Yeah, 15 Dolly Mixtures wide is an emperor penguin's egg, but that wasn't the question. So, Mike, you get the point on that, despite being quite far off.
Yeah.
So, slightly different size this one. How many Dolly Mixtures wide is the moon?
Okay.
So when you say how wide the moon is, what are we talking here? Circumference?
No. I'm talking the width.
The diameter.
Yeah, because like a circle is.
Yeah. So if you were, I appreciate what you're saying. No, you know what? I'm starting to wonder myself.
Because wide is quite complicated.
I think you're talking diameter. I think you're talking from point to point.
Or all the way round.
Yeah.
Is it completely spherical? Is it a pure sphere? The moon.
Not in the sky at the moment.
I'm going to say the radius.
Oh, I don't know what radius means. I knew circumference and diameter.
From one side to the other.
Oh, okay, fine. Well, I did know.
Right. Okay. So let's have a think about it.
So, I'll ask my question again. How many Dolly Mixtures wide is the diameter of the moon?
Okay. That's so let's do some quick maths here. I think about 2.2 million.
2.2 million Dolly Mixtures wide.
No, a lot more than that. I think we could be closing in on billions. But I'm gonna take the gloves. I'm gonna take the gloves off for this, and I'll say 2.2 million and one.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, that is filth.
Yeah.
Filthy behaviour.
Yeah.
If you were to lay Dolly Mixtures across the diameter of the moon, so effectively from one side.
We've got diameter now rather than radius.
Yeah. Because I mean, diameter. If you go in diameter, I want to say 2.2 billion.
It's the diameter. So it is the circumference, is what I'm talking about.
Oh, hang on.
Oh,
that is very.
Loud.
That's very different.
No, of course it is, because I've just remembered the moon's not flat. Yeah, so it's the circumference all the way around it.
Yeah, that's the circumference.
And now Lewis is going to rapidly change his answer.
Oh, this is going to be.
I'll allow one change.
Oh, this is going to be hugely bigger then. If we took it all the way round, not just.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Let off the hook here, big time.
Yeah. So how about let's go for how big do we go here? 7.5 billion.
7.5 billion Dolly Mixtures.
Yeah, I think so. I reckon that's give or take it 10 billion.
Okay. Mike.
7.4.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
It's disgusting tactics. The correct answer is 547,212,598 Dolly Mixtures wide.
Ironically,
we still going wide here.
I'm starting with wide because I typed in how right before this to do prep because someone had to. How wide is the moon? And someone gave me an answer. Oh, it's the diameter.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Not
Lewis, you would have won if we'd stuck with the original answers.
It was the diameter.
Because I'd gone into the. Oh no, you wouldn't. No, I was going to go into the billions, and I just went one over. So, regardless, Phil from me. But yeah, okay, I take the lead.
So the diameter of the moon.
Oh, we've overcooked this one now. Come on.
I'm really sorry.
Diameter.
Yeah.
Furious.
So it was. Yeah, I'm really sorry. Lewis, who went first on that one? Then?
It's Mike's turn.
Mike. The largest ever snowflake. How many Dolly Mixtures wide was it?
Oh.
Largest ever recorded snowflake. One may
30.
have fallen. If a large snowflake falls but doesn't get seen.
30.
30. Lewis.
Oh, that's a big snowflake, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 Wow.
It's the largest one.
Yeah. Yeah. 30. Oh, I really don't know which direction to go here. Well, let's assume it's massive. Let's go. Let's go massive. Let's go 31.
Oh,
right.
Touche.
You two, I'm gonna ban this sort of behaviour. Lewis, you win. It was 60 Dolly Mixtures wide.
Oh, there you go. That's close.
2, or is this the decider, Phil?
No, we've got 4 more, but they won't.
Holy smokes!
What
Okay.
Just for a moment, what would a 60 Dolly Mixture wide snowflake do to you? Would it sort of flutter down? Would it be quite
melt,
heavy?
wouldn't it?
Well, yes. Just trying to work out sort of the weight of something like that hitting.
If you got hit with a 60 Dolly Mixture wide, was it that? Sorry, Phil. Was it wide or?
Oh, was it the circumference of the?
No.
If you made it to a snowball, would it be?
Yeah. No, this was definitely just wide.
Okay.
Definitely just wide. Next one.
Yes.
The width of the average beehive. In Dolly Mixtures, please.
Okay. Is it me? It's me, isn't it?
It's you, mate.
Yeah. Okay. I reckon we're looking at 108.
108.
Well, I would say 122.
Oh, it's only actually 64 Dolly Mixtures wide.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm afraid. So Lewis gets the point on that one. I hope you're keeping score, gents, because I'm certainly not.
Well, I'm taking this far too seriously to be thinking about score, Phil.
Okay, the width now, and I do mean the width, of the Faroe Islands.
Holy
in Dolly Mixtures, please.
Is Faroe Islands flat?
It's not spherical.
Okay, just checking.
Well, it's quite a bit smaller than the moon.
A little bit.
I'll say 200,000.
200,000 Dolly Mixtures.
Oh, it's small. I think it might be a bit bigger than that, though. I'd say 275,000.
The correct answer is 11,811,023 Dolly Mixtures.
Okay.
It's massive, the Faroe Islands.
Yeah.
It is in Dolly Mixtures.
Yeah. Is it big, just with not many people?
Yeah, well, it must be. Must be. So, the next question, you've got to listen carefully to this one. What is the width in Dolly Mixtures of 29 4x2 Lego bricks lined up next to each other?
You're listening to the Chip Advisor podcast.
Right, say that again, Phil.
This is airing on
29 4x2 Lego bricks lined up end to end. How many Dolly Mixtures is that wide?
Okay, is it my go?
Sure.
81.
1. Lewis.
I think it's 92.
It's 59. Mike gets the point.
Oh.
So this is the decider.
This is the decider. Okay. All right. At ease, everybody.
The Sydney Opera House.
Oh, right out. You can ask about an ashtray inside the Sydney Opera House.
No, just the Sydney Opera House.
Okay.
How wide is that in Dolly Mixtures?
Oh, okay. Again, we've got issues of width here, right? Let's think.
This is the fact that people will take away with them and use at parties.
Is it?
Could be.
Well, I'll tell you what, that tension bed is earning its crust tonight, isn't it?
All right. Who's first?
It's you, Lewis.
Is it? Okay. 4,800.
Oh. Okay, at this point I'm pretty confident. But I'll say 4,801.
Ah, here we go.
I did say I wouldn't allow that, Mike.
4,802.
I'm going to need a
4,900.
I'll allow it. The correct answer is 18,898 Dolly Mixtures. You would have won either way. Congratulations.
Thank you, and well played, Lewis. Hard lines.
Yeah, tough fight.
That quite painfully was the quiz. It's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz, it's a quiz. So, listener questions. Lewis, you had them up on your screen. Did you want to?
Yes, I've got some here.
Go through them.
Okay, so let's have a look. So I think we've touched on this a bit, but I don't know. You might be able to expand on it, Phil. From Andy and Claire, where did the name come from? Mr. Clayton, or from British rule in India?
Ooh.
Well,
it's Mr. Clayton. I'm not really.
He was the seller. Mr. Clayton was the seller of the sweets, whose daughter was called Dorothy.
Right, sorry, I missed the name at that point.
No, that's fine. I would like to think that the one linked to India is more likely, because I like how somehow that has become a story that could possibly be true on Wikipedia. So I'm going with that it used to be Dolly Mixture, then Dolly Mixture, then
Dolly Mixture. Sounds a little like that local farmer, you know, Phil.
Yeah, absolutely does. So I'm going with that.
Okay, Mike, you got anything to add to the big debate?
Nothing whatsoever. We could, I mean, there are three of us. We could make a final ruling on this as the three of us.
Okay.
So Phil's gone Dolly. I'll go Dolly and Mr. Clayton. So you get the casting vote, Lewis.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Dolly.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
India takes it.
Decision made. Okay, a question from Gemma. Would you rather eat a packet of Dolly Mixtures blindfolded or a packet of Revels with your eyes open?
Oh, that's fun. Always Revels, eyes open.
I love Revels.
I love Revels.
It's just the coffee orange Malteser conundrum, isn't it? Sometimes the coffee orange Malteser toffee. Obviously, you've got the counters in there these days, the Galaxy counters, so they're obvious, as are the raisins.
The ones I really like, I don't know if it's still in there, is the toffee ones.
Yeah,
because they're a bit. Which ones they are? They could be.
They're a bit like a toffee poppet, aren't they?
Love a toffee poppet. That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
The Galaxy counters are a bit like Cadbury's used to do bags of tasters, which were circular balls of dairy milk. They were incredible. I took my daughter to see Maisie Peters in Oxford, and on the way back, she had told me that this great game that she plays. So buy a big bag of Revels, and we bought not just the share bag, we bought the next size up. And she said the game is you've got to guess which Revel you're going to have next, and see how many points you get. Now I went for this, not realizing this is just an attempt for her at midnight to be eating copious amounts of Revel.
You can play this with most sweets. Next time me and you, Phil, go out, Phil, we'll do this.
I was tired. I'd had a long day and I wasn't thinking straight. And she said, maybe if we do it once a minute. And I worked out that means by the time we get home, she'll have had 120 revels before bed. So we had to cap it. But revels with eyes open, absolutely. Dolly Mixtures, you'd only eat them if you were on a long bike ride or something and you needed a boost.
Yeah, what about you, Mike? Revels?
Yeah, all about the revels.
Yeah, me
Love
too. All about the revels. Good question here from Michaela. How is it possible for something to be so gross and so good at the same time?
Oh. Is she referring to us or?
Yeah, I won't call any names of who she's referring to, but
Presumably she's referring to the Dolly Mixtures.
I presume so. Yeah, I kind of get where she's coming from because I don't really like them, but like, if they're there and they're open, I will plow through a bag.
Yeah, I'll finger me out some of the dewdrops, and then maybe suck on a couple of Dolly Mixtures. Is
it something as a Brit, and in terms of nostalgia, we feel that we should like it a bit like Bruce Forsyth?
I mean, I should like Bruce Forsyth.
Oh,
what guy?
I didn't like Bruce Forsyth, but I sort of felt like I should like Bruce Forsyth.
What?
Yeah, found him a bit annoying.
Oh, poor Bruce. Now he can't stand up for himself. Now you're having a dig.
Yeah. But it always felt like if I spoke out and said, "Oh, actually, I don't like Bruce Forsyth," that people would go, "Well, he's going to die soon. You can't say that. He's a national treasure."
But it's okay to do it now that he's gone. You feel at liberty to make your views known.
Well, yeah, and in the safety of these four walls and those listening. Yeah.
Okay. Moving swiftly on. Question from Joe. Is there any truth in the rumour that they're actually Dolly Parton's milk teeth?
Oh Joe.
Would explain the confusing flavours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would doubt that, but I like the idea.
Yeah.
Who is your favourite Dolly?
Oh.
Dolly the sheep, the one that got cloned. I felt for her.
Oh, yeah.
Well, she was a clone. She didn't get cloned, did she?
Well, I mean, by being cloned, there was another of her, wasn't there?
Yeah, but I don't think they called the second one Dolly, did they?
Well,
the original one that was cloned. Who are you feeling most sorry for, the clone or the cloned?
You know what? I feel sorry for them both equally because when you come into this world, you get told you're unique. You know, you've all got different fingerprints.
Well, you don't know, do you?
You do.
You do if you come to my church.
Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely.
Everyone is unique and special.
And you can find details of the services at
our website.
Okay.
Yeah, I felt sorry for Phil, because she was excited coming into, she'd just been born, having a whale of a time. Oh, by the way, that person there is identical to you. They haven't had a great life. They've spent a lot of time in a lab. So you're unlikely to have a good life either. I felt sorry for her.
Okay. Yeah. What about you, Lewis? Is it?
I'm really trying to think what other. Name me some famous dollies, and I'll choose from.
Well, you got. You got Dolly Sinatra.
Okay.
You've got Dolly Bindra.
Mike, tell us why you like Dolly Bindra.
Well, I don't particularly like Dolly Bindra. No offense, Dolly.
So why do you hate Dolly Bindra?
I don't hate her. I just don't particularly like her.
What's she ever done to offend you?
Well, she's Dolly Bindra. She has she's not offended me. She's just not inspired me, and as such, I don't know that she deserves. I mean, we'll all remember in the TV series Big Boss 4 back in 2010.
Huh?
But there was some controversy because she was once a devotee of Radhi Ma, and later she filed an FIR against her, claiming abuse. So, and she was quite confrontational in Big Boss.
I cannot wait to edit this podcast.
So that famous Dolly. Well, I'm probably quite route one. I think probably Barbie.
Oh, clever.
Oh,
been to see the film, Lewis?
No, there's a film.
Yeah, with her from Neighbours.
With who from Neighbours?
The girl from Neighbours, Margot Robbie.
Oh, I have no idea who that is.
Mine are the Pussycat Dolls.
Oh yeah.
Any of them really?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm pleased with you. Even Scherzinger.
Even Scherzinger at a push. I'd have to ask her to not sing
or talk, really.
Or talk.
Do you want one final question?
Oh yes, please.
Well, from Facebook anyway. Question from Jackie. She wants to know: are Dolly Mixtures the byproduct of evaporating cream soda?
They do taste a bit like that.
That kind of white centre to the fondanty ones.
What was the process she referred to?
Evaporating
the byproduct of
cream
what?
The byproduct of evaporating a cream soda.
Well, I think that would leave you with sugar, which I think is what Dolly Mixtures are made of.
Let me tell you that for every 100 grams of Dolly Mixtures, there are 89 grams of sugar.
Wow.
That's surprising. There's 11% of something else in there.
Beef gelatin.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Well, it's not 11% of beef gelatin because
just in the brown ones.
You've got colorings. No, that's not. Do you know what gelatin is? We're not doing that right now. You've got the colorings, beetroot, often used for coloring, spirulina for green, and different. And then you've got glucose syrup. So glucose syrup and sugar make up 89% of the ingredients of a Dolly mixture.
Which just brings me to my favorite ever food fact, which Lewis definitely knows already, and you may know.
You got to say to me, pepperami.
Yeah.
Great
stat on pepperami. The ratio of meat to pepperami. You remember, guys?
Yeah. Yes. It's surprising. I'll level with you.
Right. No, I can't. I don't know this.
Do you not know this, Lewis?
I don't think so.
It's 112% meat.
Oh, because right.
Yeah. 112 grams of meat in every 100 grams of pepperami.
Right. Talk me through the science.
Well, it sort of dries out and then becomes lighter.
It is the drying process. So it once was 102. Yeah.
So there you go.
That's
112% meat.
It's a good fact.
Yeah, thanks.
I've got a question from James. Do the colours have discernible flavours of Dolly Mixtures? He doesn't think they do, and he thinks that makes them fairly unique in the sweet world.
Well, they're very similar to Smarties, I think, in that they've got one flavour, which is in this case the brown, and in Smarties the orange.
Yes.
Yeah, M&M's are different colours, but they have no change in flavour, do they?
Yeah.
Well,
there you go, James.
Absolutely quashed it straight away on.
Sorry, James.
Smarties.
Yeah.
Shame.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
So sorry. So, gents, I think that brings us to a close of Dolly Mixtures. The general consensus is they're an emergency sweet.
but an absolute staple, seemingly still, of the Christingle.
Oh yes, absolutely. We might consider mixing it up in the future, but at the moment they're definitely holding the number one spot in your churches around the country at Christmas time.
Wow. Well, I'm sure all the under 14s and over 70s will very much enjoy them.
Mike, of which they're all very welcome.
I look forward to my crumble, Mike.
Yeah, you'll have it by Sunday.
I must stress, if you are home making a crumble.
I'm not home. I'm not home making one. It'll be shop bought.
I can sprinkle some cinnamon on the top. It'll be all right.
Some what now? Sorry,
cinnamon.
Oh yeah, that's correct.
Spice.
Yeah, no, that's right. I thought you said it in a strange way, but I think you were clear.
Cinnamon. My daughter used to say cumbaba. Can I have some cumbaba? Yeah, nice. She want a cucumber, but still. Gents, I'll leave it there. We'll see you next week. Take care.
Much love. Bye.